Hey guys, so this is the problems that I actually made. I actually made a fake fun activity so we could play bingo in class. So these are the problems that I made for bingo. If you have a piece of paper, you want to do them along with me, that's great. You can just watch them. I'm also posting an actual review, like a homework that I want you to do. But this is more for you to watch to kind of jog your memory on how to do some of these problems. All right, so number one. So these are the ones that we spent just a little bit of time on and everyone kind of like forgot how to do them. So the ratio of two supplementary angles is 4:1. All right, so remember, supplementary means they add to 180. So it means two things are adding up to 180. And remember, a ratio is a simplified fraction. So they took the two angles and they simplified it down to 4:1. When you simplify, you divide, so we have to put an x back in. So 4x plus 1x equals 180. So add those together, 5x equals 180. Divide by 5. And x equals, what's that, 36. So both angles, so one angle is 36. And then 180 minus 36, let's do that on the side. That's a 4, make that a 7, 144. So those are our two angles. Okay. So it's pretty common whenever you see a ratio like that, is that you put an x in them and you add them. It's either that or you make a fraction and you cross multiply. Right, number 2, the ratio of the measures of the angles in a triangle are 4:7:9. So same idea. This one, think about what do you know about the measures of the angles in a triangle? Well, those add up to 180, kind of like supplementary, but there's 3 of them. So equals 180, the angles in the triangle. Well, one angle is 4x, one angle is 7x, and one angle is 9x, right? So imagine our picture. This is a really beautiful triangle. This one's 7x, this one's 9x, and that one's 4x. So those are your 3 angles, and we're trying to figure out what each of them is. So let's add that together. We get 20x equals 180. Divide by 20. X equals 9. So the measure of each of the angles, so the first 4 times, right, we're going to multiply that 4 to 7 to 9, all times 9. So we get 36 degrees, 63 degrees, and 81 degrees. And those are our 3 angles. Okay. All right. All right, so this next one, they're saying find the scale factor. Remember, scale factor is our ratio. So when we were playing that game, the where you guys had to like finish the problems and run up, a lot of you made a mistake on this one. So you really want to make sure it says B to A. Order matters. So that means the B has to go first and the A has to go second. All right, so I'm going to just pick any pair. It doesn't matter which pair. So if I start with 20, 20 is the long side, right? Remember 9, 16, and 20. 20 is the biggest number. On the other side, 60 is the biggest number. So I want it to be B to A, so 20 to 60. And then I need to simplify because it's a ratio. Well, I can divide all of those by 20. So it's 1 to 3 is the answer. And you're done. That is your scale factor. All right. Scale factor of 2 to 5. So most of the problems we do are involving fractions, right? So this one is one where I would do a fraction. So the scale factor is 2 to 5. Find the value of x. All right, so the 2 is the small. Which triangle is the small triangle? Well, that one, right? So the x has to go with the 2. But now we have to figure out what number is going to go on the bottom, right? So go over, this is QR, right? QR is the second 2 letters. So those match up with the second two letters, ST. ST is here, so we have to use the 28. So we have to use that. So now we cross multiply. 5x equals 56. Divide by 5. X equals 11.2. And we're done. And that's it. ST, QR. Yep. Moving on. All right. So again, we spent some time on this. We need to figure out what goes with what. Now, don't make assumptions, right? So pick something to start with. I'm going to start with 24. So 24 over. Now, 24 is EC. EC are the outer two. So I need GE. GE. Where's G? Oh, this must be a G. It got cut off. GE is going to be the 60. So we have to go with the 60. Right? Equals, now 24 I started with on a little triangle. So that means I have to have the x plus 5 on top because those are on the same triangle. And then 4x minus 1. Now remember, if you want, you can simplify that left fraction, right? We can take that fraction, we can divide by 4. Actually, you can divide by 12 to make it really easy. Let's do that. So if I divide by 12, 24 divided by 12 is 2. 60 divided by 12 is 5. So do we have to do that? No. It's just nice because it makes our numbers a lot smaller when we cross multiply. Now don't forget when you cross multiply to distribute. So 2 times 8x minus 1. 2 times 4x minus 1 is 8x minus 2 equals 5x plus 25. I'm going to minus 5x on both sides. Go up here. 3x minus 2 equals 25. Add 2. 3x equals 27. All right, so we get 9. But let's go back. What is the question actually asking? The question wants FE. So FE is this. So we need to plug 9 into 4x minus 1. So I'm going to switch to green. FE equals. So 4 times 9 minus 1. 36 minus 1 is 35. And that is your final answer. All right. Number 6. If PQR is similar to UTV, find the value of X. All right. So again, I'm going to pick something. It doesn't matter where you start. Just pick something to start with. I'm going to start with x minus 3. Minus 3 over. All right. That is VT, right? VT is the second two. So that goes with QR. QR is 8 equals. So I started with my right triangle, so then x plus 6, which must go with 14. Again, cross multiply. So 14x minus 42 equals 8x plus 48. I'm going to skip some steps here. I'm going to subtract 8x and I get 6x. Just to make this go a little faster. Add 42. 6x equals 90. Divide by 6. X equals 15. And it said find the value of x, so we're done. All right, so find WT. Okay, so this one is back to the ones where those are not parallel, right? The other day, our last lesson involved triangles that looked like this, but they were parallel. These are not. So we can't do like we were doing like this piece over this piece. It doesn't work that way with these because we don't know that they're parallel, right? So we have our big and our small. So I'm going to start with the big side, right? 5x plus 3. 5x plus 3 over the big side, 4x minus 3 equals, so I started with the bottom of the triangle, so now 56 over 40. And that's just one way of setting it up. You could also set it up 5x plus 3 over 56, right? Long over long equals like the side over the side. 4x minus 3 over 40. Okay, you can do it either way. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm just going to get the answer real quick. So let's see. 200x minus plus 120 equals, oh Lord, 56 times 4. Handy dandy calculator, 224. What is happening? 224x minus 56 times 3, which is 168. So let's see, we get 24x equals 120 plus 168, 288. So x is 12. And then it wants us to find WT. So we're plugging into that. So that answer is 63. And we're done. To avoid making this lesson outrageously long, I'm going to probably start skipping the actual math and just do the setup. Because at this point, we should be able to cross multiply. All right, next one. Find the value of x. So again, just pick whatever you want. I'm going to pick x plus 6 to start. So x plus 6 is FG. FG is the first two. So GH. GH is 7.5. Do not make assumptions about this. Sometimes those two, sometimes it's this one and this one. Sometimes it's the ones across from each other. It really depends on the bow tie problem. So don't think, oh, it's always going to, if it's x plus 6, it has to be that one. It doesn't work like that. You really want to go off of the letters. Right. Equals. So I started with the left triangle, so I need left triangle. 2x plus 1. Actually, we don't even know how to solve this, so we can't solve number 8. This is an algebra 2 problem for solving, so we're going to stop. Can't solve. It is solvable. We just haven't learned how to solve with the x's on the, where you have to multiply the x's. All right, so this one is finding the perimeter. So remember, we have two triangles. We have this triangle. And if you want to redraw it, you can. 28, 30, 40. And then we have the big triangle. And the nice thing about this one is, like, you can really see what, like, each side is. So this left side, I have no idea. The only thing I know on this triangle is this side, which is the 32 and the 40, so 72. So I need to figure out these other two sides. So let's throw some variables in. I'm going to make one of them x and one of them y. If you don't like that, because there is an x here, so we can make them like a and b. Let's make this one a and this one b. So we're going to create our proportions. So a over 30 equals, so I started with the right triangle, 72 over 40. Cross multiply and solve. I'm just going to do this and write the answer. 72 times 30, and then we divide by 40. So I got a is 54. And then we're going to do the same exact thing, but we're going to solve for b. So b over, now this b matches up with 28. So now it doesn't matter which side. You can use the 54 and the 30. You can use the 72 and the 40. It doesn't matter. I'm going to do 72 over 40. Again, I started with the right triangle. I have to start with the right triangle. So let's see. This is 72 times 28 divided by 40. And I got b equals 50.4. So then the question was, what's the perimeter? So perimeter, we're just going to add those up. So A plus B plus 72. So 50.4 plus 54 plus 72. And my perimeter is 176.4. And we're done. All right, next one. Now, this one looks like what we were doing before, where we could cross multiply 32, 10, 40, 12.5. We're actually not allowed to do that because we do not know that those are similar. So for this one, we have to do like the part over the whole. The part over the whole. Because we need to check if this is really, if these are actually similar. So 32 over, what's this entire length over here? What is that distance? 42. Does that equal 40 over this whole thing? 52.5. So you have an option. You can cross multiply or you can find the fraction. If you cross multiply, you get 1680. Does that equal 32 times 52.5? 1680. So this works. If you did the decimals, you get 0.7619 equals 0.7619. So either way works. So now we're saying these are similar. But how do we know? We have our sides, right? Side. We have our side. Do we have another side? Well, these are blank, so we can't use those. But we have, remember, they share angle N. So this is similar by side, angle, side. And now we have to pick what goes with L. So L is over here, so it's going to go with the G. M goes with H. And the N and the N are congruent. And we're done. All right, number 11. If you notice, they don't give us any sides. So there are 3 ways to show that triangles are similar. SSS, SAS, oh my goodness, SAS, and angle. So we can't use either of these. So we have to do angle for this one. So we have to look, do we have any angles that are congruent? Well, we have our vertical, remember bow tie. So this is 62. So now the question is, that's 78 and that's 42. What are those other 2 angles in the triangle? So if I do 62 and 78, add those together, that is 140. 180 minus 140 is 40. So that means that's a 40. So are these going to be similar? No, not similar. We only have the 62s. The other 2 angles, this and that one is going to be 76. Right? So 76 and 78 are not the same. All right, number 12. So in number 12, we don't have anything that's the same. So we have to use side, right? So we're going to use the side for this one. Remember, we want to make sure that we are comparing the sides accurately. So I'm going to start with the left side. This is my short, right? Short. And then on the right one, that's my short. So 13.5 divided by 22.5. Does that equal our medium? My medium is 18 and 30. Medium. 18 over 30. Does that equal the long? 27 over 45. So I'm going to put each of those in the calculator and see what the decimal is. 13.5 divided by 22.5. And I get 0.6. 18 over 30. 0.6. 27 over 45. 0.6. So the decimals are all equal. So that means they are similar by SSS. triangle BCD is similar to triangle. So now B is between the short and the long. So who's between short and long? H. C is between long and medium. Long and medium is F. And D is between short and medium. Short and medium is G. And we're done. All right, same idea. Now this one again, we don't have any sides. So this one is going to be angle angle. These are going to be congruent. Because remember, they share that side. They share angle X, and then parallel sides. When you have parallel sides, you have corresponding angles. So that is true. Angle Y is here. That goes with A. Angle X goes with X, and angle Z goes with B. Done. All right, number 14. Again, we have our parallel sides cut by a transversal. Remember, I highlight my sides so that this right here, touching both blue, those are congruent. So we have our angle. So it looks like this one could be side angle side, but we need to check the sides. So 20, what's this 20 going to match up with? 32. Does that equal 14 over 22.4? So when I have just one set, you can either cross multiply or find the decimal. So 448, does that equal 32 times 14? 448. So that does work. 20 divided by 32. The decimal is 0.625. So either way, whichever way you want. So these do work by SSS. So KLS goes with, now K does not go with K. This K goes with J. L is K and T. Okay. All right. So again, look at, do we have any angles? There's actually two ways to do this one, because we have all the sides. We have 18, 21, 14, 12, 10, 8. So you could do SSS or side angle side, because we also have the angle because it's vertical angle. So whichever method you want, it doesn't matter. I'm going to do SAS because, well, I'll do both actually. All right, so we have my 8 is the short, right? Short goes with short, 14. Does that equal my medium? 10 goes with 18. And my long is 12. My long is 21. 12 over 21. So I did short over long on all of these. 8 over 14 gives me 0.571. 10 over 18. Okay, so this does not work. 0.555. 12 over 21. 0.571. So even though they're all 0.5, this does not work. Not similar. Those decimals are not all equal. This is the last one like that. All right. Okay, we did one like this before. I'm going to skip 17, 18. Let's see. BR. All right. So we have our two little triangles. So here's my little triangle and my long. So now we don't have parallel. They do not say these are parallel, so we can't do these like we did before. So this is 8, 12, and 10. They're telling me that BR is 4x plus 7, and BG is 18. So by drawing it out like that, it makes it a lot easier to set up. So 4x plus 7 over 4x plus 7 goes with 12. equals 18 over 8. Cross multiply and solve. 32x plus 56 equals 12 times 18, 216. 32x equals 216 minus 56, which is 160, divided by 32, 5. And we're done. All right, number 20. If you, again, drawing them out is really helpful. So this is SYZ. So this is, 2x plus 2, RT, 3x minus 7, S. This whole thing is 40. So the question is, we need this distance. So if the whole thing is 40, right, and this teeny piece is 5, that means this has to be 35, right? 35 plus 5 is 40. And then we can set this up. 35 over 40 equals 2x plus 2 over 3x minus 7. So minus. Right, so I pick one to start with. This matches up with 40. 2x plus 2 matches up with that. So let's see, we get 105x minus 7 times 35 is 245 equals 80x plus 80. Let's see, we get 25x equals 245 plus 80 is 325. That's a 5, right? Yeah. 325 divided by 25 is 13. And then it says, what is the value of YZ? So YZs are 2x plus 2. So that's 2 times 13 plus 2. So YZ, 26. Oopsies. 26 plus 2 is 28. And we're done. All right. Last one. Find y, EY. So EY is x plus 1. EY is the 2 outside. The 2 outside is CE. CE is 18. So I started with the right triangle, so now I need the other thing on the right triangle. And again, this is one we don't know how to solve. We don't know how to cross multiply this. So just we're setting it up and we're good. All right, that is our review. I didn't have any parallel, so that is on the review sheet I'm giving you, and I will go over that. So I want you to pick 10 problems on the review sheet, do them, send me pictures of your answers. Tomorrow I will post the video of the answer key. All right, I hope you guys have a great day. If you have any questions, you need anything, email me. If you want to chat with me, we can set up a Google Meet, where I'm going to do one for the class, but if you want to just talk to me individually, I'm totally on board for that. So just email me, let me know what you need. Have a fabulous day, guys.